Okay, we're back. So now that we understand a little bit about Cami and how we can use Cami, we're going to talk about how enabling remote access can be beneficial for a student within a breakout room. Now, obviously, this can be done in one-on-one, but because of the nature of how things are working right now, let's go ahead and demonstrate it through a breakout room. So I have my student up here, okay, Brandon Taylor Test 1, Brandon Test 1, that is going to serve as my student in this. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create that breakout room, okay? Whether I've been pushed into the breakout room by the teacher or I am creating my own breakout room, this is a way that we can work on documents together. So I'm going to go ahead and get into my breakout room. Now, again, there's my other student. Now, imagine, up to how many students you need in a breakout room. If you wanted to go, between 4 to 6, then that's obviously how you determine your breakout room. So let's go ahead and go into our breakout room. So let's break out. Okay, my student, I'm going to have my student over here join me in the breakout room. Okay. Now, obviously, the student has now gone to the breakout room, and I am on the main page. So I need to join the student in the breakout room. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and share my screen. Now, I'm in the room with my student, I'm in the breakout room, and I'm going to share a screen. Now, I'm just going to go ahead for sake of what we're doing, I'm going to go ahead and share my whole screen. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hide the floating video panel, and I'm going to go ahead and hide the floating controls, just so you guys can see everything. Remember, if I need to get back, I push escape, and it brings back my floating meeting controls. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I want to show you guys something that I got off of education.com. Now, essentially, this is a PDF, and this could really be anything that you guys are using within your classrooms. If you're getting this from teachers or Google Classrooms or however you're interfacing with these things, I am going to go ahead and take this right from education.com. I downloaded it as a PDF, and then essentially what I want to do is I want to open this with, so you guys will see this here. Okay, now you guys already have the Cami extension, and we went over how to use those functions. So I'm going to go ahead and open with, and I'm going to say annotate with Cami. Okay, now it's pulling up my document in Cami. And once it lives here, we have all these wonderful features that we can use to annotate this document. Now, as the teacher, if I wanted to do something, I can go ahead and mark up the document. If I want, I can write. I can do all of the things that I need to do. If I want to highlight text, I can highlight text. Go ahead and highlight that. Okay, I can do all of those things that we went over in the previous training. Now, here's something very interesting. If I was in a breakout session in a small group of students, and I wanted to go ahead and share this with them and wanted to work on it with them. Now, obviously, I'm not with them, okay, because we're in distance learning, but I can essentially virtually be with them and do this. So if I told the student that he or she needed to answer this question, okay, now how would they do that in remote? Now, they can't, but there is a way to do this if I enable remote access, remote control. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give remote control to the student, Brandon Taylor Test 1, okay, or the student. I'm going to go ahead and give remote control. Now you see that turned green. Now, essentially, as the teacher, I can go ahead and I can create this text box right here. Okay, I can create a text box. I can make it as big as I want. Now, that was me, the teacher, that created that. Now, if I told the student, okay, now can you please fill this out? Now, the student, you got to understand, the student has remote control. So the student is now able to type this in. So let's just say the student answers with, so let's say yes. Okay. Oop, I click inside the box. So yes, and I go ahead and okay it. So the student now is okaying it, and now the student was the one who entered this in. This was not me as the teacher. This was the student using remote control to then be able to control the document. Now, obviously, now we're using this awesome platform of Kami to be able to do all kinds of different things, to be able to, if this was a math lesson, I could be working on equations with the student. We could build equations and things like that from there. Now the student would also have remote access, so the student could answer questions there. If I said, student, can you please draw a circle in the box? Then essentially the student now has remote control of the device, so they go ahead and they can draw a circle. I'll tell the student here, and they draw a circle. So again, that was the student that drew the circle. That was not me. So once we've done that, it's very basic. I can come back up here to save, and I can save the document, or I can also download the document. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and download the document. Okay, and now we've got a couple different things we can do, and we could download it right to Google Drive as we explained in the Kami tutorial. So if I needed to put it right to Google Drive, I could go ahead and save it to Google Drive, and then it would begin the export from there. So it would export it out to my Google Drive, and then I could go ahead and share it around wherever I needed it. So if I wanted to open it up in my Google Drive, it's here. Okay, we're uploading it. It's taking a little bit of time because we got a lot of things running on our devices right now. But essentially, it's going to open up in my drive eventually. And here it is. So now we have the Kami export, and it lives within my Google Drive, and there's so many things that I could do with it. I could send it out to my Google Classroom. I could send it to the student. I could share it with the student. I can do a lot of different things with it now. So that is a way. Okay, so I'll go ahead and stop share now, and I'm going to leave. So I'm going to go ahead and close all of the rooms. I'm going to bring all of the students back in to the room. Student is now returning. And here we go. Now we are all back live in the main session, and we have done the Kami document. We have taken the PDF and we have done the document together now using the Zoom platform and remote control. So it's a great way for when you're with your students that you guys can work remotely on the same document, okay, the same document. Use all of the features that you learned in that Kami extension video, training video, and you guys really, the sky's the limit. It's absolutely only limited to your creativity and what you want to deliver for your students and how you want to pull your students. So I hope you enjoyed this, and stay tuned for our next training video.